All right, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Show Choir Nation. I'm your host, William. Alongside me in Homeroom HQ, a rare live podcast. The two of us, well, all of our podcasts live, but a rare gathering of the minds behind the podcast. How are you, Ethan?
I am doing great. This might be the best weather of the whole year. I needed to get out of class. The weather was that good. Like I had to get out of there. Just been having a blast. We've been doing a lot of things on our site since the last time we've talked. Homies have taken up a lot of my time and your time as well, along with our contributors. So I'm very excited that we finally get to the point of revealing our winners. To everyone who went on and voted, thank you so much for doing so. This is our third year we've been able to do it, and we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So we are very appreciative, and I'm excited to hand out some awards. It's one of the best nights of the whole year, and to just tie the whole season in a nice little bow. So this will be fun.
We are very, very excited. We are going to hand out over 50 show choir awards from this season, from Connecticut to California and everywhere in between. Just a quick note before we start in today's show in earnest. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Millard West show choir community as they just experienced the tragic loss of one of their show choir performers last night in an automobile accident in the Omaha area. So we'd just like to take a quick moment of silence to stand in remembrance with all of our friends at Millard West. On a bit of a lighter note, we had show choir madness, and boy, the basketball tournament this year, perhaps a little bit underwhelming. I don't know what the tried and true sports ball people say. Perhaps a bit underwhelming. Show choir madness, certainly not underwhelming. Give us a short recap of that.
Show choir madness. If you don't know, now you will. It's a 68 field tournament of show choirs. We set up a bracket just like March Madness, the one you fill out at work or with your friends or with your family. Choirs going up against each other. People vote. It could be their whole community. It could be the people in the choir. The most votes move on. So we had some insane battles going down the stretch. Some previous champions going all the way to the Final Four, Elite Eight, so on and so forth. However, coming out on top, this is our first homie, technically. Carol Magic was our show choir madness champion of the year, 2025. Thank you to everyone who also did that one. That's a staple of our site. So the fact that it just continues to grow and get better every single year is just fantastic.
This is our 6th annual show choir madness.
We're closing in on a decade almost.
Oh man, do we have UNC status as a site?
We might. It's getting close, but thank you to everyone who joined in on that. I'm just so happy that we're able to do stuff like this. And like it's so rare to get certain matchups, but in these hypothetical bracket style, you can get those matchups in some sort of way. So congratulations, Carol Magic, on winning our first homie of the night. So congratulations.
On a different kind of winning, we also, as a site, track the McRankin. And for those who do not know, what is the McRankin?
So the McRankin, since the first show choir competition of all time, there was a winner that we know, according to showchoir.com. Because, of course, show choir did before that, but there's no results. So the choir who won that first competition, they had to lose at some point. A choir jumped them and got that GC. Since then, if a choir beats that choir, they get the McRankin. So it goes all the way down the line to present day. And then, of course, there's a certain group who's had it for 3 years now, which is going up against it's probably the best in the modern era, especially with how much we track the McRankin now and just results in general.
And this is our community. This is not a group that hides from competition.
Oh no, especially this year, which we'll get to that in a little bit. But shout out Linmar 10th Street Edition for carrying the McRankin for the 3rd straight year. They are your 2025 McRankin champion.
And they held it for the entire season. This was a hold coming into the season. This was a season in which they sought out the Carmel Ambassadors. This is a season where they matched up against several major players in the Iowa scene. They basically did everything they could in state. They went out of state. They carried it there as well. Linmar, please travel nationally every year. Budgets and schedules may not make that a reality, but it was such a treat seeing Linmar at their peak on a national stage this year. Both of us were there.
Yeah.
It was an incredible, incredible experience. So congratulations to Linmar 10th Street Edition for being the McRankin Champion of the Year. We have some bigger awards coming right down the pipe, but before that, we are going to do one more award that wasn't perhaps voted on, but is a very special one for the two of us. We enjoy a lot of great times on this show. We had a lot of great times last year as well. Absolutely go back and watch some of the old ones from last year and just take a moment and get back into the rhythm of last season as well. But of all the moments on this show, there is one best moment of the year. What was that moment?
There's a handful of them, and it was very hard to choose one. However, just from the audience standpoint, where we got the most feedback from, the most fun we had in the moment, I believe was our Chesterton recap. That might have went 3 hours, 2 hours. I forgot, but it went forever. But it was a blast recapping that amazing competition. So I truly believe that was our moment of the year. If you kind of go off base, we did some cool things this season since we were in proximity. At Glenwood, the event, it might not have been a show choir
alarm live stream.
Yeah. So just an improv live stream for the fire alarm at the event, and just going to competitions together, doing the takedown, which isn't necessarily show choir nation moment, but the takedown, which we did recapping every weekend for the 2 weeks, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks.
We did 3, I believe.
Yeah. In which those were a blast, and we were so happy that the community hopped in with us to see some of those live results come in. That's another amazing moment, but I think the one that topped the cake was Chesterton recap.
We are going to save some of our biggest awards for the end of the show to give you guys, the viewers, a bit of an incentive to stick around, but we also have some pretty big ones coming up right here at the start of the show as well. We are going to head to our single gender division. And what better way to start off than for single gender best show design? So Ethan, please read off our nominees for single gender best show design.
We have 4 nominees in almost every single category for single gender best show design. Our groups are Winfield, Emerald Elegance, Avon, Attraction, Tupelo, Synergy, and Wheaton, Warrenville South, Esprit.
And the winner of single gender best show design is?
It's Tupelo Synergy from the South. Shout out Tupelo Synergy, and congrats on winning the single gender best show design homie award.
Incredible show about Hildegard von Bingen.
Incredible things about that.
Yes. Well, I mean, their show design team, I don't know if I know everyone involved, but a big shout out to Adam Peters, who I believe was involved in designing the show. I don't know if choreographer Nick Kwame had a hand in that as well. Obviously, you have to shout out their director, Danielle Ratliff, as well. And whoever else may be on the Tupelo team that is slipping my mind right now. But just an incredible, incredible product. Probably a show design that rivals Tupelo's Letters for More show design as one of the top Tupelo show designs. And that's a high bar to clear. And we're already waiting to see what the show design is next year.
For sure. Now we are going to be moving on to kind of going in order like of awards, if they did them a little bit. Single gender best choreography. We have 4 amazing groups. Will, do you want to read them all?
We have, in alphabetical order, Carmel Accents, Grove City Touch of Class, Franklin Central High Voltage, and Oak Mountain the Muses.
And our grand champion for best choreography in the single gender division is Carmel Accents. Congratulations, Carmel Accents. An amazing job. I actually didn't get to see their show this year. Will, you have? I missed out.
Twice you missed
out. Just bad draw. What can you say about Carmel Accents?
Boy, this was absolutely a group that could have gone for show design as well. I loved their Cages and Wings show design, but their choreography as well. So pristine, so elegant. When they get a little wild in the closer, the choreography gets a little bit wild as well. Totally stylistically appropriate the whole time. When you think of Dwight Jordan groups, the Carmel program as a whole, but certainly this specific Accents show is certainly a trademark Dwight show.
Oh, for sure. Now we're going down the line again. Best vocals. We have 4 groups for this one. Fisher's Sound is a nominee. Zionsville Corollaires, John Burroughs Sound Sensations, Douglas S. Freeman Harmony in Motion to round out the group. Will, do the honors.
The winner for single gender best vocals is John Burroughs Sound Sensations.
First one going out west. This is the first award going out west. Congratulations, John Burroughs Sound Sensations. I've only heard amazing things about their show this year. And just from the pictures that I have seen to try to fill out the homie form this year, it looks incredible. There's a lighthouse involved, which I think we've seen a few lighthouses this year. So it's just nice to see a lighthouse win one. Is
that going to be the only one that a lighthouse is going to win?
We'll have to see. Stick around. John Burroughs Sound Sensations, congratulations on single gender best vocals.
And the biggest one in this category, single gender choir of the year nominees for this one: from Iowa, Ankeny Centennial Vortex; from Indiana, Center Grove Debtones; from Nebraska, Millard West Uptown; and from California, Los Alamitos Soundtracks. The winner of single gender choir of the year, our third annual single gender choir of the year, second annual single gender choir of the year, following in the footsteps of someone from last year, following in the footsteps of John Burroughs Sound Sensations 2 years ago and Fisher's Sound last year. It is the Center Grove Debtones.
Congratulations, Center Grove.
Want to bust out the trophy for this one? Is this a big enough one to bust out the trophy?
We have a mini trophy here. You are not getting it, but it is here in spirit. Congratulations, Center Grove Debtones. An amazing year, especially for the whole program had an amazing year. So the fact that Center Grove Debtones was able to edge it out here in voting for single gender choir of the year is a huge, huge, huge success. All right, now
you may have noticed something over those past 4 awards.
Yeah.
The title of them was all single gender, but all of the nominees were women's groups. So we thought to thinking amongst ourselves, boy, there are a lot of good men's groups out there that need some recognition. So new this year, we have a men's choir of the year caption. The groups nominated for men's choir of the year: Men at Work from Auburn High School, Men at Work from John Burroughs High School, Airmen from Jenks High School, and You've Got Mail from Mount Zion High School.
These are choirs that have fan pages. Have you seen some of these fan pages?
I believe at least 3 of them have fan pages. At least 3 of these 4, maybe all 4. These are choirs that inspire a cult following.
They do.
In a way that their women's counterparts just don't.
I mean, if you go on at 8 a.m. every single time, the people who watch you are part of your cult. They really are. Who's crazy enough to see a show that early in the morning?
I may have done that once or twice this year.
So our winner for Men's Choir of the Year, Mount Zion, You've Got Mail. Congratulations, Mount Zion, You've Got Mail. Amazing show this year. You've had to see it.
The MTT Super Slam. It's the SmackDown and not the Super Slam.
Yeah.
But a wrestling themed show, a ring on the top riser. Unfortunately, no one got hurt over the course of the season. I was really hoping we would see some actual action. Apparently, that's against insurance policy or something.
But that suplex at the end of the show.
That's true. Yep. So we have some cartoon violence in that show, which I certainly appreciate. I can't speak.
Oh yeah,
for the other half of this show.
It was amazing. I got to see it 5 times, something like that. So it only got better every single time I saw it. Congratulations, Mount Zion, You've Got Mail, on a fantastic year. And one of the most unforgettable shows I've seen in a long, long time.
Coming up next, we have People's Choice. Now, this one, a very unique voting setup. All these other ones that you vote on, you went to homeroomshowchoir.com, you voted in the blog, you clicked. Maybe it didn't register on Thursday, but on Friday and Saturday, it certainly registered. So besides that, this one was an Instagram story vote-in. So one of our unpaid interns sat down and tallied all of these votes by hand. And there were a lot of votes for, I think, about 150 different choirs. So determining a winner from this one, the top 3, we'll go American Idol style here. The top 3 for this one: last year's People's Choice winner, Waltham Music Unlimited. From Texas, Fort Worth Southwest Effect. And from the West, Diamond Bar Marquee. The winner of this one was Fort Worth Southwest. Our first one of the night going to Texas. A great year for that group as well. 3 first runner-up finishes for them. They've been a group that for a couple seasons that people in Texas have been like, this is a group that's going to break out.
This is always one of the tightest awards we give out because
it was very close this year.
You see it, you just see the numbers. Like you see 1 million Muslims, you see ours, and then you see 1 million Fort Worth Southwest.
1 million and one.
Among other groups. And
yes.
then you get sprinkles of some like very random groups, the ones
Horizon had quite a bit.
They did. Horizon had a lot too.
Yeah.
So big shout out. We don't have a lot of homie winners overall from Texas. I think we have a small handful. So they will be joining that small handful of Texas choirs with a homie award.
Very elite club.
It really is.
More of a novelty award for this year. I believe this is a new award. I don't think we did this last year.
Yeah, I don't think we have either.
We have Best New Competition. We were blessed with actually a few different handfuls of new competitions, all the way from New England with the Leominster Flamingo Show Choir Festival to various regions of the Midwest with Kenton in Ohio, Liberty Bibberty in Iowa, and several ones like down in Texas. And I don't know if there were any in California this year, but that's okay. Point being, several new competitions from across all regions. Our 4 nominees for this one in alphabetical order. From Texas, the South Lake Carol Showdown. From Nebraska, Standing Bear the Summit. From Arizona, Valley Vista Monsoon Madness. And not in alphabetical order, but from Alabama, Oak Mountain, King of the Mountain. The winner of the Best New Competition Homie, an award that is impossible to repeat. We have Valley Vista Monsoon Madness from Arizona. Fantastic field for first-year competition. Got Burbank and Sync out there. Got the John Burroughs prep groups out there. Got several good Arizona groups. Got Boulder Creek. Got Shadow Ridge. Sandra Day O'Connor. Paradise Honors. Willow Canyon. A bunch of good Arizona. California groups as well, like Heart and all of the choirs that Heart brings as well. So a very deserving one. Arizona as a scene really growing right now.
Yeah.
And we already have our eyes on the nominees for this category next year. We know that there will be the Hoover Show Choir Smackdown in Alabama. There will be the Norfolk Clash, I believe, in Nebraska. There will be the Omaha Bryan Golden Hour, also in Nebraska. Wow. So definitely looking forward to next year's run of Best New Competition as well.
For sure. Shout out Valley Vista for sharing it on their socials. They were like, we were nominated. Let's go get it. And
yes, sir.
You guys went and got it. Our next, we're going to stay in the competition realm for a little bit. Best Run Competition. We all know that one competition that you love going to every single year because it's the same product year in, year out. It's going to be a fantastic time. Whether it's the food, whether it's just how it runs on time. The
running on time is a big part.
A really big part of it. Just like the auditorium or the gym or how they set up the volunteers. This is everything. So our nominees for Best Run Competition are Burbank Blast, Tupelo Keene City Classic, Olentangy Keynote Classic, and the Pike Music Fest in Indiana.
The winner is Burbank Blast.
Yeah.
Been on a bit of a run out west here. We'll have to see if this holds up for the rest of the show. Burbank Blast. Honestly, there is not a single year that I can remember that either Los Al or John Burroughs didn't go. Burbank also hosted a metric ton of choirs in intermediate and novice this year. It's really the big kickoff for the California season. From what I hear, everybody really loves going there. Maybe you do like a tune-up at Esperanza or Bonita Vista or Brea, but you really start your season in earnest at Burbank. So congratulations to Burbank Blast for winning this year's Best Run Competition caption.
For sure. I mean, it's just one of those competitions where it's like, you look at the lineup, they have so many choirs, and the fact that they just do such a fantastic job of staying on time and getting people home at a reasonable hour. On the East Coast, if you're watching a live stream, it's not. But if you're there in person, everyone had an amazing time at Burbank Blast. So now, one of our favorite awards. This is the most.
Well, all of the awards are.
Yeah. But this is, these next 2 awards. We were sitting and we were like, man, what awards could we put in our show or in our overall homie awards? And we're like, what about competition name of the year? There's some really cool competition names out there, right? last year, I believe who won it? It was
the Bishop Hendrick
You're right.
Lil Rhodey
Rumble.
Rumble,
which is a fantastic name. This year, our nominees are Jinx Coachella, Grand Island Northwest Gold Rush, Spirit Lake Shake the Lakes, Millard North Galaxy of the Stars. William?
The winner for this one from the Cornhusker State, the Millard North Galaxy of the Stars.
That is just a sick name.
It is.
That's amazing.
Especially when you consider that their varsity mixed choir's name is Infinity.
Yeah.
And the way that you can tie the comp name to the choir name, like bonus points for that. Great name in and of itself. But in context, it is even better as well. And what's even better than a great comp name, at least in my opinion, is great comp food. This is something that I take very, very highly as a man who's also on a budget, but also in search of the best eats out there. This one, very, very important. Last year's winner, Ben's Pretzels, an absolute staple.
People love that.
I love that. I'm now a Ben's Pretzel fan. I had that for the first time this year. The nominees for this one from Mississippi, the Jackson Academy Show Choir Invitational Chicken Tenders. From Iowa, Davenport Central Whitey's Ice Cream. From Missouri, the Troy Buchanan Barbecue, which I believe you are a big proponent of.
So good. It's so good. Shout out to those dads. And
from Illinois, the Horseshoe at Glenwood the Event.
You've had a horseshoe.
I did. Oh, it was if you ever go to Central Illinois, you just need to walk into a local restaurant and ask for a horseshoe.
Yeah.
And look very confused while you're doing it and just let them explain what a horseshoe is.
Bread,
fries,
cheese, and then whatever else.
Sauce.
Yes, yeah, whatever else. It's truly just one of those most random things. I feel like people, if they looked on the sheet and they were just judging, or they had no idea like anything, and they were like, "What is a horseshoe?"
Yeah.
However, we do have a winner.
We do
have a winner for this, and it's Davenport Central's Whitey's Ice Cream Shake. This has been a nominee for
past 2 years.
I think. 2 years. Yeah. So it finally breaking through in the big 2025. Congratulations, Davenport Central, on sharing Whitey's Ice Cream Shakes to everyone at your competition.
A lot of you people who will be at Show Choir Camps of America, Augustana, the Illinois one, if you can convince your parents either before you go to camp or after you get out of camp, get to Whitey's Ice Cream and have a shake.
It's that good?
It's comp food of the year. Of course it's that good. But they have locations around where SCA Illinois is this summer. So if you want to partake in the comp food of the year, without going to the Davenport Central Great River Show Choir Invitational, which you absolutely should, the Adler Theater, beautiful venue, but I digress. Convince your parents to do it before or after Show Choir Camps of America.
All right, so now this next one, we asked for your submissions. So big shout out to everyone who sent us submissions for Best Dressed Homeroom. It's a play on, of course, homeroom show choir, and it can only work if you guys take videos and pictures of your homerooms. So if you did that over the course of the year, thank you. I know you probably didn't have this award in mind. However, you might get an award from it. I want to give a quick shout out, honorable mention, who's not a nominee. There was a nominee. I forgot where and who. Actually, I remember for who it was for. It was for Neo's show. And I couldn't throw it in because it was at the last second. I already had my nominees in. But it was Neo's show had a Bigfoot show this year. And so this group, I think it might have been Pleasant Hill, they literally took pictures of their feet and they posted it on the whiteboard. So shout out
feet pics
if that was Pleasant Hill. I was in shock when I saw that. But shout out. Some of these homerooms.
You're telling me this for the first time.
Some of these homerooms are very creative.
Yeah, that's one word to describe.
That missed the cut. Okay.
Oh my word.
So our nominees include Elkhorn South homeroom at Sioux City East. They had little s'more packets, friendship bracelet station, the whole shebang. Our next nominee was St. Francis at Waconia. They had a makeshift dragon, and they had really nice streamers in a big room. Our third nominee, Millard West at Millard North, rainbow streamers that went to the ceiling and went outwards. And it had a makeshift sunflower field I don't. I that's the best way to explain it. I believe.
Okay.
I think. And then we go back to Waconia, Bloomington Kennedy's homeroom at Waconia. So Waconia has 2 nominations in this one.
Yeah, and maybe we should make an award for like best effort in making homerooms next year.
Maybe we just make it an overall award. Bloomington Kennedy's room had a castle theme this year, I believe, or elegant theme. Waconia made a castle with RIG on it for Rhythm and Gold, and there was a massive room. So shout out to everyone who sent us submissions. All of these homerooms were fantastic, even if you're pleasant. The feet picks. However,
well, can I talk something else?
Go ahead.
I am actually kind of disappointed that one of the Waconia nominees didn't win. The one time I competed at Waconia, our room host just had the most gigantic barrel of animal crackers. And I got such a sugar high off that. Thank goodness we didn't make finals. It would not have been good. But anyways, we got to move on.
Going off of that, our winner for this year's Best Dressed Homeroom is Millard West Homeroom at Millard North. Rainbow streamers, makeshift sunflower field. Congratulations, Millard North. And congratulations, Millard West, for having that fantastic homeroom. That's just one of my favorite awards we give out the whole year because you truly have no idea what's going on.
The ultimate wild card.
You know, the performers only area. You have no idea what's going on in those rooms. So big shout out to everyone who sent submissions again. Just fantastic.
Well, and Millard North winning both Best Comp Name and Best Dressed Homeroom at their comp. So clearly
2 for 2.
They're doing something right at Galaxy of the Stars.
2 for 2. Oh, now it's the Big Daddy.
All right. Of this category, we have Competition of the Year. This one, a very, very prestigious award. It feels like every week we were sitting here on Show Choir Nation being like, this is a Competition of the Year lineup. And we can only have 4 nominees. The reigning competitions of the year 2 years ago, the Oceanside Sound Off. I mean, it could have been very much a very deserving winner this year as well. Wheaton Warrenville South Coral Classic last year with that just absolutely incredible field. Several great fields this year as well. Our previous winner, Oceanside, was I dropping an Easter egg there? Nominated again. Another incredible California Big Three battle there. From Illinois, the Mount Zion Midwest Invitational, moving the date back and getting choirs from here, there, and everywhere. The Urbandale Show Choir Invitational from Iowa, legitimately the one competition of the year where I look at 6 groups and I say, these 6 are going to make finals because there are only 6 in the varsity division, but I'm going to roll a die to determine where each of them, you just had no idea. In a group that I think I had 5th, wound up winning the competition. And also on so the 2 Comp of the Year nominees from the same day, the Chesterton Trojan Classic, no explanation needed. Go watch our preview and our recap if you want more great show choir content.
Just seen amazing competition across the board. The fact that there are 2 that were on the same date is unheard of. So just congratulations to all of these competitions for striving to try to get the best competition there and put on an amazing show for their community, so on and so forth. Especially for the performing. If you're a performer, you want to go up against the best. And our winner this year for Competition of the Year is the Mount Zion Midwest Invitational. Congratulations, Mount Zion.
A beautiful venue, great live stream as well.
Yeah, no bias.
I do say so myself.
Yeah, no bias.
And I'm sure registration is already full for next year. But if you want to get to go to Mount Zion in 2027, directors highly recommend it. So
for sure, shout out Loveland, Brandon, Grenada, Neosho, Troy, Wheaton, like that whole everyone. Spain Park, Glenwood. There are like neighbor at this point, but it's the ones that are closest to us. Thank you for coming. Fantastic. The fact that all those choirs went to one place in our live stream, we kept saying it's like the first time they've ever gone up against each other. This is the first. Like history is going to happen regardless of the result. Take away some of those virtual competitions. Like in-person competition and had that, and they are our competition of the year. We now will move on to our Traveler Award.
Oh,
our Traveler Award. This is given out by us, right? Or no, it's voted on. It's voted on.
Did you not see the discussion in the group chat about this one?
No, I did. I did see it. I just forgot.
We had some internal discussion in a homeroom about who the most deserving winner would be.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, all of them are. Because I mean, again, not shying away from competition, going out of their comfort zones. All these choirs did that, and they include Broken Arrow, Brandon, Waconia, and Chesterton. Those are our 4 nominees for Traveler of the Year, or Traveler Award of the Year, I guess. There's so many of the years and awards. I'm getting lost already.
The winner for this year's Traveler Award. he can't remember the suffixes. I can't even say them right. The winner of this year's Traveler Award is Brandon Brio, Brandon Bellas, Brandon Blitz, and Brandon Boom from Brandon, Mississippi. All 4 of them, because all 4 groups go everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, bless the Woodward's hearts for having that many kids. They went to the Midwest 3 different times this year. They went to Miller West. They went to Chesterton. They went to Mount Zion. They didn't win any of those competitions, but they were going up against top 10 groups in the country pretty much at all of those competitions.
Yeah. We saw them twice in the Midwest. I saw them once in the South when they were doing their host performance. However, like seeing them develop over the course of the year in a region they have they're not comfortable in, besides them going to Chesterton the year before. They held their own, amazing shows, and they're always in contention for that top spot. You're always looking over your shoulder and seeing if Brandon can snag that spot from you.
And not related to them traveling, but they also have 25 different songs in their set this year.
A million.
So if you're looking for a very entertaining show to watch, go watch Brandon Brio.
One of the best host performances I've ever seen. It's up there. It is up there. We are now moving on to our Giant Slayer Award. William,
this one, I really love this one because we all know that I love smaller choirs, especially when smaller choirs overperform. And while some of the nominees for this may not be small choirs, quote unquote, each and every single one of these choirs absolutely had moments where they toppled choirs that no one was expecting them to topple. So the nominees for this one, 2 from the state of Iowa. We have Bishop Heelan, Harmonia Mundi, and Marion New Creation. From Nebraska, Norris Gold. And from Mississippi, West Jones Imagination.
This, Will, was our closest poll.
Oh.
This was our closest poll. The difference between the runner-up group and the winner group was 1 singular vote. Insane. I don't think it's ever been that way. So shout out to those top 2 groups for, going above and beyond to try to get your choir an award. However, there is only one winner. 1 vote or not, there is a winner. And that winner is West Jones Imagination. Congratulations, West Jones Imagination, on winning our Giant Slayer Award.
And they did it by beating Brandon Brio at South Jones.
And who saw that coming?
No one. Yes.
No one. Yeah. It might be the upset of the year.
Well, that's what our Giant Slayer Award is.
Yeah. Insane. Congratulations, West Jones Imagination.
We've got a little bit of recognition for those behind the curtain and sometimes on the stage as well. We've got our Stage Crew of the Year Award, shouting out those who tirelessly work to make sure the show goes off without a hitch. The nominees for this one, from East to West. From Ohio, Beaver Creek Friends. From Indiana, Lafayette Jefferson First Edition. Also from Indiana, Roncalli Royal Rhapsody. And from Mississippi, Grenada Vision.
I wish I went back and I counted up how many Best Crew Awards in total these groups have gotten. For example, I think Beaver Creek almost went undefeated in Stage Crew of the Years in their region. Such a tight award. Just shout out to all the dads. Everyone behind the scene who makes everything work. There's no show without you guys. So just a huge plug to everyone that helps the performers have an amazing show. And our winner this year is Lafayette Jefferson First Edition. What's their?
I believe it's FEX Crew.
FX Tech.
FEX Tech, I think.
Shout out FEX Tech on Instagram. We definitely see you guys behind the scenes. We saw the show. We saw the show get set up. There might have been more props on stage than kids in total, like lights, screens, boxes.
It was
books.
Insane, man.
There was insane show, and they really made it come to life. The performers did. Just an amazing stage setup, but it couldn't have happened without their stage crew.
Well, with Mark Myers as director there, that show is going to have a lot going on. And you need a crew who is up to the job. And congratulations to Lafayette Jefferson for Stage Crew of the Year.
Yeah, now we're kind of in the same realm. We're going Set of the Year, Willie.
Oh.
I can't find the nominee.
Now, on a personal diatribe, we have no Screens of the Year award, but we do have a Set of the Year award. So directors, show designers, if you're looking for some inspiration, a chance at a little bit of digital hardware, know that you don't have that opportunity if you try to go with Screens, but you do have that opportunity. If you go with a physical set, you can get nominated for Set of the Year, like these 4 groups did this year: Hurricane Red Hot, Linmar 10th Street Edition, Mitchell Friendicu, and Urbandale Studio.
This group, they already have a homie.
They do.
This group already has a homie and giving it away. It's Linmar 10th Street Edition.
Oh, man. And it's an incredible set.
Amazing set. And the way that the performers even use the set as props is just out of this world.
Oh, my word.
If you haven't seen the show, go see it. I've never seen a group.
We're going to have to start a tally for that phrase tonight. Yeah. We have 3 right now.
See videos. I don't think I've seen a group utilize their set more than what I saw at Chesterton. And I've seen some amazing shows. Like, that show was fantastic. The set really just tied the whole thing together. It really made you feel like you were sitting in the harbor right off of a little boat dock. Fantastic set. Awesome set. We are now moving on to Prop of the Year. Everyone, you have your novelty numbers, right? And the majority of them have props.
Sometimes we even have novelty sets, believe it or not. And a lot of those in Wisconsin last year. Maybe try for a deep show design once every few years. But anyways, props.
Yes, our Props of the Year nominees. And there were some really good ones. It was hard filtering through some of these props. We have Walking Northwest with their kitchen equipment. Some of those numbers they do.
Yeah, letting him cook.
They let him cook. Like, those props were cooking. Brandon Brio with their Taylor Swift tour wings. Seeing those things come out, I was always scared because I was like, what is coming out? Like the first time I saw it, I was like, what is about to happen?
You didn't recognize those from the Eras tour?
I did not.
Oh, my word.
No, off rip, I did not. I was like, what are we doing?
You haven't watched the Eras tour documentary?
No, have you?
No,
you haven't either.
Who's the next nominee?
Urbandale, studio Home Alone props. I saw this show live. A million different props. Every single prop you think that could be in a Home Alone show, it was there. You have the buckets on the screens. You have a spider. You have tacks. You have crowbars. Everything.
Tacks?
Like you step on and
that's
slip
dangerous,
up.
man.
Fake tacks. Okay, that is an amazing nominee. Another amazing nominee is Burbank Instinct's boat. They literally pick up this boat and carry it around the stage during almost not the whole show, but near the back end when Truman's trying to escape. And Truman literally sits in the boat. This is
never skip arm day.
Never skip arm day. Shout out to that crew and those performers for getting that boat all the way across stage. Those are some fantastic props, but we only have one winner.
And that winner is Brandon Brio's Taylor Swift Eras Tour wings. Feather wings.
What if you know what they actually are? Put them in the chat.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be butterfly wings.
I haven't watched the Eras Tour documentary.
I haven't watched it either, but you were just grilling me on it. So I mean,
that's 2 for Brandon now.
Yeah. Okay. They're doing a fantastic job so far. Are they 2 for 2? They are.
I believe so.
So far. We are now on to, speaking of Brandon Brio, I think they're a nominee in this next category.
You think?
I know. Best costumes. This is an award that every costume mom wants. Shout out to all the costume moms. Our nominees are Lincoln Southwest Resonance, Wheaton North Flight, Brandon Brio, and Carmel Accents, who has already won an award tonight.
Yeah. Multiple repeat winners going for this one, and a repeat winner will hold. It is Carmel Accents with their beautiful cage dresses in the first half, and their also great second half costumes as well. Just phenomenal visual design for that entire show. Just an absolute treat to watch.
The photos that I've seen of that set, it might be the most photogenic show I've ever seen. Shout out Nathan, Circle City, amazing photos of the groups in Indianapolis. However, like Caramel Accents, their costumes really pop on stage. We are now going on to in-show categories. You might have seen them if you were voting. These are like the nitty-gritty awards you want to win. Especially this one where it's kind of creative, out of the box. We are going for in-show moment of the year. If I could pull up some of our previous ones, I feel like they're all Los Alamitos. I like because like they do some of the best in-show moments. Yes, they Los Alamitos is the two
back to back.
That's before we changed our rules.
His name was Jonah.
And what was the other one? Oh, the Clown Murders. The Clown Murders. Oh,
I forgot about that. Wow.
And yeah, so just that's what this nominee represents. It's one of the best. It's one of the most innovative. It's just completely different from anything you have ever seen. Our nominees, William.
From Kansas, Blue Valley Chamber Singers, Solo on the Edge. From Iowa, Waukee Millennium's Turn the Lights Off moment. From Illinois, Wheaton Warrenville South, Too Much Time, Claps. And from Indiana, Center Grove Bohemian Rhapsody Quintet.
I saw the Blue Valley Solo on the Edge. It was actually one of the scariest things I've ever seen live. I think it might have been their first competition, and they did it too. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, is she really doing that right now?" Like, my jaw was on the ground. I'm addicted to the Wheaton Warrenville South. Too Much Time on My Hands claps. I think of them in my head all the time. Anytime I'm just like too much, or then I point. no one's there to clap that.
That is going to wind up on our homeroom Spotify Wrapped for this year. Too Much Time on My Hands by Styx. Book it.
Oh, it's already going to be my Wrapped. So I blame Chris Miller, Dwight Jordan, and the classics. I blame every single one of you for making that ingrained in my head. However, we do have a winner, William.
From Greenwood, Indiana, the Center Grove Sound System Bohemian Rhapsody Quartet. And I believe we may have a video of this to take. Let's see if we can get the feed in here. There we go. Do we have it?
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. Anyway, the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. 2, 3, come on! Yeah, so you think you can lock me in TV guitar? Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here.
All right, what a phenomenal in-show moment of the year. It starts out, and we got
it's like what you think,
people
right?
singing on mics like this, and then
that was incredible. They could have just went like, "Hey guys, just go out there and do your barbershop, go sing Bohemian Rhapsody real quick." No, the fact that they switched it up and they really had an uptick to it and a little upbeat, that was amazing. Shout out Nathan saying, and Bohemian Rhapsody is very fitting for the show because they cover the Bohemian lifestyle throughout the entire show.
Wow. Well, then, a very fitting in-show moment of the year. We're going now to best character portrayed in a show, whether it's a story show, whether it's just a more traditional show that features characters. We had several phenomenal and memorable characters grace the stage this year from all across the country. Some of the nominees for this one from Neosho, Bryce Warren, who was Bigfoot this year from Lincoln Southwest. Tyler Stover, who was the Grinch this year from, am I forgetting my nominees?
You might be.
I might be forgetting my nominees.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull up some of the names.
From Carol, Devin Smith, who played the Tin Man, and from Jackson Prep, Blake Collins, who played Zoltar.
I've had the pleasure of seeing 3 of these. And they were all fantastic. And even beyond that, I feel like every single show nowadays has a character, and someone portrays that character so well, it makes the entire show. Not that the whole show is surrounding them, but some of these are. Every single one of these is very, very deserving. However, we do only have one winner, William.
From Carroll High School, Devin Smith playing the Tin Man, holding this pose for about 7.5 minutes in the back half of the show.
So impressive. It's so impressive. That whole show in general is just amazing. But the fact that they had a lead character be that solid,
Yup.
The show isn't what it is without him. So congratulations, Carol. Congratulations, Devin Smith. Congratulations to Tin Man on winning a homie this year. We are now going to be moving on to one of the hardest homie awards to win. 2 of them, actually. There's 2 of them. Outstanding Soloist in a Show. This is just one of the biggest homies we can give out. Every show has a solo. At some point, it's very hard to see a show without a solo.
Someone should try that sometime, actually. Show designers, please.
The thing
Design
is,
a no solos show.
If it happens, I probably would never realize. It'd probably just go the wayside.
Oh.
So maybe it has happened.
Design that show, then send it to us for best show design. And we'll consider it.
Maybe. So our best soloist, part one. We had. You want to read this off because this is a nominee that you said that needed to be on here.
All right, our nominees for part 1 from Burbank High School InSync, Truth Herring, from Waltham High School Music Unlimited, Jonathan Massey, from Loveland High School, Paxton Mers, and from Reedsburg High School, Hal Lemaster.
Shout out Hal, man. Is he a freshman, sophomore?
I don't even know. I think a freshman.
When I saw the video and when our contributors came back with the forms and they said this kid rocks, and I looked at the video, I was like, there is no way he is in 7th grade. But yet he's knocking everyone's socks off. I feel so bad. I was telling you this, Will. I feel so bad for the Wisconsin upperclassmen that's like, you know what? This year's the year I'm going to get my best soloist awards. And then Holly Master comes out of nowhere and just takes all of them.
He won 5 this year.
5. That's insane. So I just had to give that a quick shout out because I believe everyone on this list is an upperclassman, and I believe he is the only underclassman.
And who is the winner of this award?
It's the one and only Paxton Mertz from Loveland.
From Loveland, Paxton Mers. A big shout out to Paxton Mers. We do actually have a comment that we will perhaps come back to after this beautiful, beautiful video of his solo.
Build yourself a boat, babe. Make yourself a sail. Float into the ocean to nowhere. Yeah, I see you looking for a sign, praying for a beacon. So here's the light. My arms will be wide open for the moment you arrive.
And that was Paxton Murr's, I believe, 7-time best soloist.
Oh my god! I mean, they go to so many competitions. It could be 8. I don't know.
Friend of the show. We had him on the Mount Zion live stream.
Seeing that solo live was
incredible.
Just it tied that whole ballad together. Amazing ballad. The oomph behind him with the whole choir, just fantastic. It was one of my favorite ballads of the whole day and like the whole year. Right back at you, Paxton. Congratulations on being outstanding soloist in a show. We have another outstanding soloist in a show award to give out.
Yes, and also we will have graphics coming out in the upcoming days. So there will be visible, tangible reminders of these awards coming up very soon. Had to throw in a mid-show plug for our graphics, which will be posted to Instagram very soon.
They're fantastic graphics. So shout out to our graphics team for putting those together. Because, I mean, how many awards we have? 52?
52, I believe.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Doing 52 graphics of the same, like not the same thing, but just repeatedly using the same template over and over and over.
Yeah.
Shout out to our graphics team and shout out to our contributors who have given us these nominees as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't be able to do it without our staff. So just shout out to everyone who helps us with our nominees in anything this whole year. We've had an amazing year. So big shout out to them as well. Outstanding Soloist Part 2. Best Outstanding Soloist in a Show. We have Chloe Rachler from Daniel Hand, Emma Osmus from Pius X. So
that's actually Pius the 10th.
I know, but I always say Pius X. You know this. This is nothing new. So because I mean it's X, it's an X.
No, it's not. It's a Roman numeral.
Sophia Lane from Oak Mountain in the Elton John Show, and Emily Porter from Carol Magic.
Lots and lots of talent. 4 very, very memorable shows this year from all different corners. Daniel Hand with their absolutely great pirate show.
Jamaica.
Yes. Oak Mountain with the Elton John Show. Carol with the Tin Man Show. Pius with their Dreams Show. The winner of this one is
Emily Porter from Carol. Congratulations, Emily Porter. Another solo I got to see live, so I can't wait for you all to see it. This is just an amazing solo, and it's even bigger than the clip that we're able to show because it just goes on for the whole ballad. However, enjoy this clip of Emily Porter in Carol.
all right.
That's insane. She can wail.
Yes.
I mean, all the soloists can wail. Looking through those videos every single time, I'm like, any of these, anyone deserves this award. And the fact that there were some nominees who didn't even make this list, because you only have 4 spots, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean 8, but yeah.
8, yes, for the total award. But like 4 for people be like, how come this person didn't get on there? I'm like, I'm sorry.
There are 500 show choirs in America, and we don't only so many nominations.
We're already going to be running up 2 hours plus on this alone. I don't know if we can add any more.
Yeah.
So
speaking of solos, the Great Swedish Fish commented, Ankeny Centennial Spectrum 2020 has no soloists. I can't believe that I forgot about Swan Lake because Swan Lake was actually a show like back when I was in high school. Swan Lake was like the show. That was peak Ankeny Centennial when Lester Ray Miller III was there. Just incredible. And yes, no solo shows do exist. Glad to have that cleared up. We have yet another individual performer award coming at us.
This is a brand new award. This is an award that I was like, if we are going to add more awards, we definitely need to get this one out there because they're just like best character portrayed in the show. There are those individual performers that just knock your socks off. Like you leave the auditorium, you leave the competition, and you're still thinking of that amazing performance that they put on.
Yes.
That is our Rising Star Award. That is our Rising Star Award. Everyone in this category is very deserving, and then so on. The people who didn't even make this list. However, if you made this list, it's already a win, of course, like any of these categories. However, we do have one winner.
Wait, did you read off nominees?
I was about to.
Okay, I was about to,
but
skip it straight to the winner here.
No, our nominees are Kyler Pittman from Grenada, Evie Driscoll from Homewood, Aaron Myers from Los Alamitos, and Eric Lang from Limar.
When you're like, you leave the competition and you think about someone, that person was Kyler Pittman for me this year. Goodness gracious, he is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he's not a senior, so he very well maybe back up here next year. Aaron Myers was that for me last year, and now he's back.
Like I'm sorry,
such great talent.
I haven't seen a Homewood show, so I can't talk about Evie. However, she's definitely won maybe 3 Best Performers awards this year, so on and so forth. Aaron Myers has been doing this for 3 years, 4 years. It feels like amazing.
Can we talk about, is Aaron Myers the best performer to come out of Los Al since Sophia Wackerman? Are we ready to have that conversation?
Might be. Just insane talent across the board.
And Sophia Wackerman, that's a pull. She graduated in 2017. So for those of you who are brushed up with your Los Al chronology, it's just an absolute generational talent.
But we do have a winner.
We do have a winner. Now we're getting along to the winner.
William?
The winner is from Limar 10th Street Edition, Eric Lang. Mesmerizing.
Different. Are we just coming up with adjectives?
I think we're just coming up with adjectives. I don't know. What else can be said that hasn't been said yet?
Exactly. Every single nominee deserves this award. I mean, they really do. However, it is voted on by the people, so the people have spoken. These are the people who the show might not be centered around. However, your eyes just can't leave them for certain numbers at a time. Just fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I've been saying it all night. I'll say it a million more times because I don't even think we're halfway. I'll say fantastic a million more times. And the fact that these are all nominees from different corners of the country is another huge, huge plus. Talent is everywhere. You don't know where you're going to find it.
We only had one Midwest nominee for this award,
which is insane. And show choir is Midwest, right? It truly is. So congratulations, Eric Lane, on winning our Rising Star Award.
And again, like we said, Kyler Pittman, not a senior. There are certain categories that we're just reading off the awards right now, and we're already like, oh, next year's going to be a bloodbath in this category as well. So, oh my goodness. Ethan, what do we have coming up next?
Song/medley of the year. These are the songs that you get stuck in your head. These are the songs you're like, how many songs that they have in this? Like insane arranging. Just the fact that they're able to tackle so many songs in a show. It doesn't even matter if it's 1 song, 2 songs, or if it's just the most unique thing you've ever seen. That kind of sums up all of our nominees.
It does, each in their own different way. Our nominees for this one, I can't believe we've been on for 58 minutes and we have not mentioned Clinton Attaché yet.
Yeah.
They are up for their closer mega mix medley.
It's insane.
We have Hastings Riverside Company with their second number medley with Hot, Hot, Hot.
Espresso. We don't love Espresso.
In their Sandlot themed show, we have On Alaska with Blow and A Little Party Never Killed Nobody in their mob themed show. And Fisher's Electrum with their quintet ad break.
Everyone loves quintets now.
Yeah. Well, did you just give it away? Is that going to win?
It is.
Are we going to have a second Indianapolis quintet?
No.
Oh,
you finally mentioned this choir. We're at almost an hour, and you finally mentioned them. However, they are 1 for 1 in Homie Awards this year. Clinton Attaché, their closer. They have every single song known to man.
Yes, almost. They do. We're going to bring that up. Jamie, pull that up. We're going to pull up Clinton's, not their set list, their closer list. Because their closer list in and of itself, and of course, this is the tried and true Clinton standard, right?
Yeah.
Their closer has more songs than the entire shows for most groups. We lead off with
That's
I Want to
insane.
Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me. Then we go to Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Hound Dog, Twist and Shout, Stayin' Alive, YMCA, Rhythm Nation, Thriller, Single Ladies Put a Ring on It, Bye Bye Bye, Watch Me Whip, Uptown Funk, and How You Like That.
That's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
insane medley. That is.
I would assume David Fair arranged that himself, right? Does he usually?
I don't know. This one, this
Shout
big,
out to the arranger.
It doesn't matter who it is; they deserve their flowers. That's an insane medley. If you'd have told me all the songs went together, I would be like, dude, no, they don't.
No,
you're literally in La La Land. Like that cannot work.
I could see YMCA and Watch Me Whip going together. Anything besides that, breaking my brain.
It's like I don't know what arranger like. They're like, hey, can you put all these songs together? And the arranger just looks at it like, yeah, I'll get that for you.
I got that.
I'll get that for you.
Brandon to John Burles ahead of this season. Hey, can you put 6 different songs in this Elton John mega mix? Which absolutely was. Again, we only have 4 nominees, but can we put Benny and the Jets, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, Philadelphia Freedom, I'm Still Standing, and I feel like I'm missing a couple ones, but
Yellow Brick Road.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and maybe one more in there. And John Burles in the Chad meme says yes.
But it's just the fact that it runs so smoothly. Like those are completely different songs. But how the fact that like Clinton just absolutely, that video is amazing. Like I watched him, like it's still going. It's still going. Incredible song, such medley of the year. I'm glad that the people chose that one because I was like, I don't like. Yes, they're all.
If that doesn't win, what are we even doing?
Like they're all deserving, of course. However, if the one with 15 songs doesn't win,
yeah.
We are now moving on to one of my favorite categories. Well,
you are a Dwight kid.
No, wrong one.
No.
Yeah, I am a Dwight kid.
Oh, that's right. That's super.
I am a Dwight kid. We love singing.
All right. Yes.
We love
Dwight Jordan Group's trademark vocals.
Ballad
of the Year nominees are.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
Broken Arrow, Tiger Rhythm. Their ballad, No One Is Alone. Also, I have no idea if that's the right name for these. It's just the words that you guys say. And I try to just collect the pieces. Ankeny, Visual Adrenaline, Homeward Bound. Amazing ballad. Also, amazing set this year.
I feel like we should have had more Ankeny nominations in hindsight.
We have. We should have. Amazing year for this choir. Solon, Music in Motion. Their ballad, Flight. I feel like their whole show was Flight. However, the ballad Flight was amazing.
I believe their show is titled Wings.
Oh.
Mama told me not to waste my life. She said, spread your wings, my little butterfly.
Our last nominee for Ballad of the Year, Franklin Central FC singer, the daughter of the Say.
How many of these did I see? I only saw one, but FC's ballad was phenomenal. So that was personal experience in this category.
Yeah, how awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it was. I would not have been shocked if they beat Center Grove in vocals that day at Pike.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense because they did win Ballad of the Year. Franklin Central FC Singers, Daughter of the Sea. A lot of sea this year. A lot of water. Across the board.
It's going to be one of those years. And we're just going to have to see. We should have a Trend of the Year award next year. Our Trend of the Year award this year would certainly go to water, boats, and lighthouses. But we'll see if we can institute a Trend of the Year award next year and see. Now we're getting to Ethan's actual favorite award. He says he likes Ballad of the Year. He actually likes Dance Break of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, if you can break it down and you can get sticky with it, everyone loves a good sticky dance break.
Mm-hmm.
And these choirs literally do it the best. Absolutely. It was so hard trying to find the best one that they did. Shout out to our people, our staff for sending in submissions.
Our interns put in a lot of work on this.
Looking through it, you look through a show and you're like, well, that one's good. That one's good. Which one's better? However, our contributors were able to set the point straight on that. These are some of the best dance breaks of the whole year. These are the ones you see on show choir videos or so on and so forth. Our nominees are Marysville Swingers Unlimited. Their closer, Carmel Ambassadors closer, Johnson Innovation closer.
I sense a theme.
Yeah, I'm about to break it up. We have Davenport Central Seniors Incorporated. Their opener is what drew my eyes when I looked at their show. That was very clean. Andy Hines, just amazing. However, we do have a winner, Will.
And that winner is the Carmel Ambassadors closer dance break. We just talked about Clinton's closer mega mix. Carmel has quite a few different songs in their closer as well.
Oh, Mama Mita, or wherever it goes.
Yes. And just an incredible closer to their El Dorado themed show, or El Dorado, as some people say it. But
El Dorado.
Yes. We'll see if we can take a clip of this one. Really, do we have a clip of this one?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we do.
I believe we have a clip of this one.
I believe we do.
All right, we'll search. Here we go. I believe we may have found the clip. All right, and
wasn't that so good?
Yes,
that was the
incredible.
best dance break I've ever seen.
That was
it's
great.
up there.
That was great. Oh, I think we might try again.
Yep. There we go.
That was the best dance break you've ever seen.
That is just fantastic. It's one of those closers that when you watch live, you're like, they have nothing left in the tank. There's no way that they're about to just boom. It's out of nowhere. They bring a dance break like that. Let alone a dance break of the year.
Yes, sir.
Their energy is almost second to none. Congratulations, Carmel Ambassadors, on an amazing closer, amazing show, a Nationals win, and the best one of them all, a Homie Award for Dance Break of the Year.
Yeah, when people remember Carmel's 2025 season, they will remember most of all Dance Break of the Year. We've got Prep Choir of the Year, which certainly will make one choir's season, bringing home some virtual hardware. At the end of it, in alphabetical order, the nominees for this one: Gretna Evolution, Johnston Synergy, Los Alamitos Connection, and Onalaska Express.
Again, kind of all over the place. This is an amazing category, and like some of these prep choirs feed into their mix, and it makes sense why their mixed choirs, varsity mixed, are that good because their prep choirs are this good. Of course, all deserving. However, our one winner is Gretna Evolution. Congratulations, Gretna Evolution, on winning a stacked field for Prep Choir of the Year.
And they were making their way into finals in some pretty stacked fields as well. I saw their chess show last year live. I didn't see their prom show this year, but Dakota Matthew has just done a tremendous job since stepping in to work with that ensemble a few seasons to go. And like you said, it certainly makes sense as to why Gretna Revolution is phenomenal, because Gretna Evolution is great as well.
Now, this is a big one.
It is.
Next one
We're getting back into the heavy one.
We are getting back into some heavy ones. Another just such a hard category to pick nominees for. Such a stacked field this year. I feel like this year, especially, was like you look at every single corner of the country, there is a tier 2 choir that is killing it. Like going above and beyond, whether it be going undefeated or being close to undefeated, grabbing captions, beating mixed groups almost, or beating varsity mixed groups, I mean. Just a fantastic year all around, and honestly one of my favorite years for tier 2 show choir. So just
so much chaos this year.
So much
in the best kind of way.
Yeah, and it's like you don't know what's going to happen any given Saturday night. You really did not know. We have 4 nominees, 4 amazing shows, amazing years. Pacifica Encore, almost an undefeated season out west. They have a nominee. Bishop Heelan, Harmonica Mundi. Did I say that wrong? I just stuttered.
Gosh.
So
we're gonna
stuttered so wrong.
He is going to start Latin Duolingo tomorrow.
Finish it up.
Bishop Heelan Harmonia Mundi. For all of you Latin speakers out there like me, we're a little high class.
That's not me.
From Indianapolis, we're on Collie Royal Rhapsody. and from Ohio's North Coast, Euclid Varsity Chorale.
Euclid
3 sweep. The Euclid 3 sweep.
wasn't their first win that ever.
Yes, first overall win.
Oh my!
People are like, "Whoa, Euclid first overall win." They do it again, and then they take a week off, and then they do it again. So a note to any Tier 2 choirs out there: if you do a three-peat of overall GCs, you're more than likely to be nominated for Tier 2 Choir of the Year.
Let alone it being your first 3 wins ever.
But if you win the state contest, you are more than likely to win because Roncalli Royal Rhapsody is our Tier 2 Choir of the Year. A huge win at ISSMA Small School State Finals. Their Irish-themed set definitely had some classic Irish hits in there. Shipping Up to Boston, Galway Girl, a couple of those. Got to see that show at Small School State Finals. So a great pickup for Roncalli Royal Rhapsody.
Amazing. The pictures, again. Shout out, Nathan. You're in the chat. I know you are. Amazing photos. Sad I didn't get to see the show live. However, the pictures I have seen of this set are whoa. Shout out to the set design. Shout out to the people who do their costumes. I know they do a fantastic show. I feel like they always do a fantastic show. Even back in my day, Unk Status, they were doing fantastic shows.
Well, they were Rebel Rhapsody back in your day.
In 2021?
I believe
2020?
I believe they were still Rebel Rhapsody at that point.
They might have been.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think they won Tier 2 at a competition that we won in Indianapolis as well.
FCOM?
Yes. No. Fishers.
Fishers.
So we got to share the stage with them in celebratory. So congratulations, Roncalli, on being the Tier 2 Choir of the Year. Going to choirs on the younger side.
This is a really fun one. We'd love to see growth in the show choir scene. We'd love to see more groups competing out on stage. And we are going to move to our Rookie Choir of the Year. All 4 of these choirs with very different stories. From Minnesota, Aspire Music Academy Momentum. This one, a community group out of the Eastern Twin Cities Metro, Oakdale area. Made finals at Waconia in their first season. So a huge accomplishment for them. From Texas, Melissa Scarlett Soundwaves. A director from Illinois moved down to Dallas and said, you know what, I'm going to start a show choir at my new school. Melissa competed twice this season. From Illinois, speaking of Illinois, Huntley Harmonics, director from Missouri, moved to Illinois and also said, I'm going to start a show choir at my new school. They did a Starry Night themed show, or more so a broadly a Vincent Van Gogh themed show. Mm-hmm. And from Nebraska, a school that's only in its second year of existence, a school which I'm not even sure had any seniors in it this year. I believe it was only juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. Standing Bear, the Renegades, Hunter Bowe, former Wahoo and Norse director, jumping over to lead the fledgling program at Standing Bear.
We have a really good list of former Rookie Choir of the Years. This award is almost prestigious, it feels like.
Well, every single homie is.
Well, yes, of course. But Rookie of the Year is like one of the ones, like you look back at any sport ever, you're like, that person won Rookie of the Year. Oh, they might get a Hall of Fame vote if they keep it up. Our former winners, Dartmouth Dynamics from Massachusetts, and a little choir we know as Greta East Equinox.
A little choir.
Back in the last year, we did not see the jump that they would make, that they made this year. However, can Standing Bear do it? Because they won our Rookie Choir of the Year. Congratulations, Standing Bear. Amazing competition they fielded as well. Amazing season.
Finals everywhere.
Insane. For a rookie choir?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. Like you said, I'm just so happy that we are getting growth across the country.
Dude, Lincoln, Nebraska is popping. They've opened 2 new schools in the past 3 years.
How many kids do they have in that area?
There is, oh my gosh. You look at the east and south sides of Lincoln, Nebraska, just absolute boon in population right now. So when you're in the area, go pick up your Runza, 56th and Nebraska Parkway. I like cheese Runza. The barbecue Runza is pretty good too. Make sure to get a side of frings and your chili with a cinnamon roll. Hashtag not sponsored, but please sponsor us next season. Runza. All right.
I love a good cinnamon roll.
Yes. Well, do you like it with chili?
That's such a weird mix.
Oh, dude.
I don't know. I love chili too, though.
All right, we're gonna that'll be in the post show.
I don't know.
Our next homie award is
Most Improved.
All right. Our most improved nominees from Texas, Fossil Ridge Pantheon, who busted through to take their first overall win this year. Lowell Sound Impressions from Massachusetts, who also took their first overall win this year.
Whoa.
Lacrosse River City Rhythm from Wisconsin, a combination of two groups from last year, 2 wins for them this year. And Gretna East Equinox from Nebraska, 3 wins for them this year, and probably could have been 4 if Hastings had gone in a slightly different direction. These are 4 names that I feel like are well on their way, if they're not already, to becoming household show choir names.
They are so close. They are on the precipice of being one of those household names. Like, for example, when I heard the 2 choirs were mixing in the lacrosse area, I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. However, amazing year. Just fantastic. Out the gate, beating groups like Troy Buchanan.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to do, especially in early season Troy Buchanan,
yes,
who was
sir.
one of the best choirs in the nation early in the year. Lowell getting their first win, or first tier 1 win.
Gold medal, too.
Gold medal win. Shout out Lowell. Amazing season. Only have heard amazing things about that program. And of course, Fossil Ridge as well. However, we kind of hinted at it. A group that made maybe one of the biggest jumps I've ever seen is Gretna East Equinox, and they are your most improved choir.
Yep. Nathan Wallace stepping in as head director, a Thomas Edison light bulb themed show. Rack up another one on the count, but watch this show as soon as possible if you haven't already, because it is phenomenal. They are instantaneously a top 5 Nebraska group, and it's no more words. But this is the start of something very, very big for Gretna East.
Now we're going on to one that we get to give out.
Yes, we
An
do.
award that we get to give out.
No more democracy.
No more democracy. Sorry, guys. It's okay. It's okay. I know. I wouldn't want us picking awards either. No, I'm kidding. However, we do have an award to give out for Caption Carnivore. This is a group that just racks up captions like no one's business. Just absolute, just terror, like insane. It doesn't matter how good you do in a season. However, if you're able to just get those captions, you're gonna have an amazing year, and you might have a chance to win Caption Carnivore. Last year was the first time we had this year. Shout out Blue Valley for winning our first Caption Carnivore Award, which honestly, that area, that Missouri area and Kansas area, we got a lot of captions.
Best opener, best ballad, best closer, best costumes, best soloist ×2, best dressed director.
Oh, yeah, they do it all. In the regular season, they just do everything.
Yeah.
However, they won our first one, not this one. The group that we have decided that should be the Caption Carnivore of the year is Solon Music in Motion, along with a undefeated season. Will, can you even count all of those?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 captions.
Holy crap, that's more than I thought it was going to be. Like,
and you're averaging over 5 captions
per.
Yeah, that's not counting the placement trophy. Just counting caption trophies. That is over 5 captions per comp. That is incredible.
Just insane year. I don't even think I had that many captions my 4 years in high school between two groups.
Let's see. I think we won vocals choreo band once my freshman year. We won choreo once my sophomore year, and we won solo once my junior year. So that's. Oh, and we also won costumes once my senior year.
Nice.
So that's 6. Yeah. A lot more than over my 4 years in high school. I can tell you that much.
We are now moving on to some of our individual awards that we got to give out. Well,
yes. We've got not a changing of the guard in the show choir scene, but we've got some fresh blood. And part of that is freshness on the visual side of things. So our Best New Choreographer Award, this one goes to a choreographer with a relatively recent body of work, but still a choreographer that is making a lot of waves in the community, a name that you should definitely be watching because your favorite group might be picking them up in the next few seasons. The nominees for this one, out of the Indiana area, Grace Pacheco, Out of the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Upper Midwest area, Alex Schultz. And from the Nebraska area, Kai Jurgens.
All of these are just growing. Fantastic. They've been in show choir for a number of years. Breaking out this year, our best new choreographer. My goodness, see, I'm so short with words right now. Is Grace Pacheco. Congratulations, Grace.
My goodness. I went to Indiana State Finals, and it felt like she did like a third of the groups that were there. And so I'm like, wait, she only started choreographing like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like for the most part. I was like, this is incredible. So it's very, very well deserved.
Oh, it is. And the fact that she collabs with some amazing choreographers as well.
Yep.
And the fact that she flows so well with those other choreographers. Very deserving award. We had some amazing nominees. Congratulations, Grace Pacheco, on being our best new choreographer.
In that same vein, we have Rookie Director of the Year. Directing show choir is not for the faint of heart. And so it's always a challenge when a first-time show choir director steps into a program, especially ones with long and prosperous traditions. So, of course, we need to recognize the best in class this year. Our 4 nominees for this one: from Findlay First Edition in Ohio, David Coolidge; from Burke Synergy in Nebraska, Stephanie Catton; from Killer Central in Texas, Crystal Hicks; and from Smith Cotton in Missouri, Avery Mather.
And our winner. From Missouri, Avery Mather, Smith Cotton.
Great pick. Alumnus, actually, of New Score Singers as well. I believe class of 2015 or 16. Led Smith Cotton to a GC this year, which was their first in a very long time. Led Smith Cotton to generally a season of prosperity that they have not seen since before the pandemic or even before it. When really you look at Smith Cotton, long, good history of show choir there. Chad Alexander just inducted into the Smith Cotton overall School Hall of Fame this year. Blue Valley choreographer and also a freelance show choir person. Chad he does so many things for show choir. Chad Alexander. So really happy to see a great year for Smith Cotton, and hopefully it's the beginning of a long and prosperous tenure for Avery Mather.
Yeah, I've only got to run into Smith Cotton a handful of times, whether it be at Troy Buchanan or elsewhere. That is a program now. You look at it and you're like, they're going to make finals. Like, this is a group.
Not a question.
Like, they're going to make finals. I feel like beginning of the year, I didn't have them in one of my finals predictions, and you caught me. You're like, I'm going to go Smith Cotton, and this is why. And because of that, it's because of their amazing new leadership. Congratulations, Avery Mather, Rookie Director of the Year. Congratulations on your homie award. Now we kind of go to the big dogs.
Might have to break out the trophy again for a couple of these.
For some of these, the industry professionals, we like to call in the bid.
Getting back into the voting realm.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Arranger of the Year. You cannot do a show without these people. The people who don't get enough credit.
The people who know you have a great alto section and just write these beautiful alto harmonies the entire set.
4 amazing nominees. It could be more.
Absolutely.
There's so many arrangers out there that do a fantastic job. However, our 4 nominees are Brian McAllister, Aaron Coates, Greg Sanders, and Garrett Berees.
Our winner for Arranger of the Year is Greg Sanders.
Congratulations, Greg.
Take your trophy. Congratulations. Great work with several groups across the country. Again, like Ethan said, you certainly cannot have a show. You can't have a great show without an exceptional arranger. And Greg Sanders certainly proves that across his groups.
For sure.
Our next award is going to be Choreographer of the Year. Some really big names in this one. Dwight Jordan nominated for this one. Stephen Todd nominated for this one. Tara Tober nominated for this one. Matt Watson nominated for this one.
Our former winners include April James and Lexi Robinson Bogowitz.
Did you say Robinson?
Dude, I'm telling you, my brain is all over the place. Robson Bogowitz. This is a category that is massive. There's so many choreographers out there. Being able to be a nominee for one of the best of the year, is just such a huge plus. Thank you to everyone who voted on this one. We all know you have your favorite choreographers out there, and your choreographer of the year is Stephen Todd. Congratulations, Stephen Todd. Amazing work. I feel like I ran into so many of your shows this year, and yet they were all different. They might just have some of the same moves, but what choreographer doesn't do that? However, just completely different style and rhythmic choices. From Mitchell, from Brandon, the list goes on and on. Amazing year. Congratulations, Stephen Todd.
Absolutely. Just wonderful, wonderful shows. Seeing a bunch of his shows go in a row at Wheaton Warrenville South finals. I believe it was 3 Stephen Todd shows in a row. I believe it was West Side, it was Mitchell, and it was who was the third one?
Troy.
No. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Troy. Yes. So our next homie is
Director of the Year. Director of the Year. Speaking of Troy, we have a nominee from Troy that you guys got the vote on. There is no program. There is no success. There is nothing. There might be something, but
student-directed groups are few and far between. There are some student choreographed groups out there. There are many less student-directed groups.
It is very hard to get a lot of success without an amazing director. And there is so many directors out there that are very, very deserving of this award. However, we have just 4. William.
From Troy Buchanan, Ryan Cooper. From Ben Davis, Jericho Hughes. From Sioux Falls, Washington, Jeff Spencer. And from New London, Kevin Spindler.
Just amazing, amazing, talented group of individuals. One winner. It's going to Ryan Cooper of Troy. The people showed out. They casted their votes. Ryan Cooper is now Director of the Year. Congratulations. Here's your virtual trophy.
I'm assistant director in Troy for a while, but honestly, technically not a rookie Director of the Year, but first year as the lead director at Troy and already Director of the Year. A phenomenal, phenomenal season. Credit to his assistant director, Bobby Picker, as well. And just all of the success that Troy had. They ran a really tough comp schedule and clearly a great leadership because those kids excelled in those tough situations.
If they didn't win Traveler of the Year before, they would be up again this year. They went everywhere. If you went down the list of who they went up against,
they went up against Waltham. They went up against Brandon. They went up against Grenada. They went up against La Crosse. They went up against who is that? Wheaton. Mitchell, West Side.
They went up against Wheaton.
I mean, we digress.
Wheaton North.
But, yeah.
Mitchell.
Our next homie award.
The list is insane. It goes up against. It's one of the best in the country. Yeah. Now we get into the big major captions of the night. The fact that we're already to this point in the show, my voice isn't given out. However, I feel like we haven't been here that long. However,
it's been an hour and a half,
which is insane. It doesn't feel like an hour and a half. We're cooking.
I have cough drops in the back room.
I might need them later.
All right.
Best show design. And to those of you in the South, you know that this is maybe the most important award. I don't it feels that way.
Or overall effect, overall production, whatever your terminology is for it.
These are some of the crazy shows that we have seen all year, that we've heard of, that we see videos of, that our contributors have seen and told us about. 4 nominees. Los Alamitos Sound FX. Could it even be a category without a Cali group in this?
No.
You have to put a Cali group in this. Yep. It almost feels like. Amazing shows year in and year out. Grenada Visions, we're going down south. They have a bid for best show design. Carol
and also it would not be a best show design category without a Southern group.
Oh, that is very, very true. Carol Magic, we've said their name a few times tonight.
Winner 3 so far.
Yeah, and they have a bid for best show design. Rounding out this talented group, Broken Arrow Tire Rhythm from Oklahoma. Will, who is taking home the first major caption of the night?
We have Severance. We have Truman Show. We have Tin Man. We have Deathly Hallows, I believe. the winner of this one, sporting their Tin Man show, Carol Magic. 4. Well, I had 2 whole group awards, a Best Soloist award, and a Best Performer award. All wins for Carol tonight. So an incredible Homie Award season for Carol Magic, cleaning up with 4 total awards as a group. And again, an incredible show that both of us were lucky enough to see live.
Oh, it was one of the best shows. I remember in the moment, I sat there at Chesterton, and the biggest wild card going into it, looking back at it now, was kind of like, I don't think would have been a question.
They'd beaten Beaver Creek, and they had beaten a couple of, they beaten Northrop.
Yeah.
They hadn't really had a matchup with a group that would be of the caliber that they were going against.
I sat in the back of that auditorium with you, and they hit that first big note, and I looked at you. We made eye contact, and I said,
their closer, oh my word.
When they finished the show, I said, if I was anyone and anybody, I'm seeing that show again. Like that show, if it's on Broadway, I'm seeing that show. Like the same goes for Limar, which in the same day type of show, like just generational competition. Like it wasn't even comp of the year. That's just how stacked this year was with people going up against each other. Just a fantastic show. Wicked, of course, was really big this year with it coming out. However, they didn't go the traditional Wicked route. They went the route of the Tin Man, which is just a fantastic just story arc. I remember seeing Wicked, and then of course your phone knows you watched Wicked, and all my videos were like, so what's gonna happen next in the next Wicked? Like what's gonna happen with the Tin Man? So I got to follow along with the Tin Man story. And then I go out to Chesterton, and boom, it's right there. I'm like, I don't need to see the movie. What if they did Tin Man next year? Like Bishop Heelan.
A story arc like Heelan, a multi-season story arc.
Yeah. I mean,
that show designers get on that. I'm sure Carol's show is already designed.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
Yeah, and low key, I mean, this was just such an insane category, and like even just of the groups at Chesterton that we saw, and then you factor in all the other show designs. Like you said, they could have very easily done a Wicked route. We could very easily be talking about Wicked as the trend of the year this year. After all of there were like 15 Barbie shows last year that we were able to
felt like a lot. Yeah,
that could have been Wicked this year. Thankfully, it wasn't. Can you feel a brand new day? Thankfully, we didn't see too much of that on stage this year. But we got more big homies coming up.
Big homie, the Backbone, best band. Some of these. We might have to do a cap or in a homie for best band name, because some of these band names are incredible.
Yeah.
There's so many. I don't want to pick just a few. However, shout out to our bands. We have a best band homie, and our nominees are Zionsville Royal Airs, Sioux City East, the Headliners, Wheaton Warrenville South, the Classics from Illinois, and Millard West in the Groove, who is Best Band 2025 Homie Award winner.
Millard West in the Groove.
This is very deserved. I mean, everyone deserved it, but this is very deserving, especially in their region where I feel like every single band is amazing and has 40 kids. Mm-hmm. I feel like their bands have more than choirs put on stage. So
and I think, not to steal their thunder, but I think I took a look at Millard North's band roster for next year, and it had 32 kids.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that's insane.
So we love our bands. We love our bands.
We do love our bands. Now, there are 2 major captions almost at every single show choir event around the world.
No, not at ISMA sanctioned events. Just placements, no captions.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry, ISMA.
You should really go to the Mooresville Spotlight or Showcase sometime.
I went to a ISMA event and they gave out best visuals.
Oh,
so
okay.
I've been to a few.
All right.
That is our next homie award. Best visuals, best choreography, as I like to call it, showmanship. It goes a lot of different ways. A group that would call it showmanship, John Burroughs Powerhouse has a nomination. Carmel Ambassadors, they have a nomination. Already won Dance Break of the Year. So definitely have
an insane repeat.
Would be insane back to back for Carmel. Marysville Swingers Unlimited gets a bid after an amazing year. They were also up for Dance Break of the Year. And then we're saying their name again. It's been an hour and 35 minutes or so.
A group that just moves through time and space differently than any other show choir on planet Earth.
It's Clinton Attaché. Attaché, that's what I'll call it. No.
Who calls it that?
Some very select people. What is there even to say? Well, this is an amazing category. It's the top dogs in the whole country. Visually is one of the best parts of any show. Of course, you have the show and you have the choir, and the directors like the choir part, right? However, there is show. Show does matter. That's why we have choreographers and so on and so forth. What is there to say? And while you're at it, just announce the winner.
Choreographed by Dwight Jordan with contributions from Ellie Jordan. The best choreography winner is the Carmel Ambassadors. We already saw them rip up the stage if you were here for our Dance Break of the Year clip beforehand. But just absolutely insane visual run for Carmel this year. Definitely a vanguard group in that category and a well-deserved best choreography homie.
We have a few shout outs. We'd like to give a few shout outs. No, I'm kidding. We are not doing shout outs. We are not doing shout outs.
I'd like to thank the principal of Homeroom High School. I'd like to thank the superintendent for letting us have this space for this awards show. You know, the basketball team certainly had practice, but we were able to get them at the local YMCA. We'd like to thank our custodial crew. We'd like to thank our parent volunteers. And we'd like to thank you all. But legitimately, we would actually like to thank all of you for watching tonight. We still have homies after Choir of the Year, so don't go away. But we would sincerely like to thank all of you for tuning in tonight as we just have a ton of fun and roll through 50 show choir awards.
Granted, shout outs big money, and it's a fundraiser. I get it.
Trend of the year next year better be banning shout outs.
Not even banning them, just a different route. Like make the shout out and then like send it to their homeroom or something. Like I've seen a few guys do that. Like
that is great.
Like hey, because then like I mean, you're backstage. Do you even really hear it majority of the time?
Yeah, no. Or you're like in your opening pose, and it's like,
"Thanks,
to
Mom."
Jackson from Mom. Okay, Mom, my shoulder's getting sore.
Before we get to Choir of the Year, we do have best vocals.
We do have best vocals.
This is the biggest part of I feel like every single score sheet.
Show choir.
Yes, show choir. We have Gretna Revolution. They are up with a bid for best vocals. Center Grove Sound System. They have a bid for best vocals. Ankeny Visual Adrenaline, best vocals as well, nomination. And rounding it out, Homewood, the network. Undefeated season for Homewood, the network.
Yeah.
Along with Center Grove.
Yeah, we look at the shows here. We have Center Grove with their Bohemian show. We have Gretna with their Road Less Traveled show. We have Homewood with their Coachella show. And Ankeny with their Oregon Trail show. Just the diversity of vocal styles showcased across these four shows. I would be happy if any of these four groups won.
No doubt. I honestly didn't care who won. They all deserve it. I mean, same with the next category.
Yes.
Yes, I'll take my time. Best vocals. I mean, if you walk into any show choir competition, and you hear the slightest just note that is just so heavenly, you're like, that group's making finals majority of the time. Like that group, unless they just don't move at all, I guess.
Hey, shout out Kahana Lincoln Corral.
Shout out. And concert choir. I mean, it's not concert choir; it is show choir. However, vocals is the biggest part on any score sheet. Center Grove just absolutely wails. It is completely different. If you haven't heard them in person, please go do so. If the show near you, go see a Center Grove sound system show.
We hear they may be traveling a little bit next year.
Oh yeah, they are.
I mean, they travel every year, so yeah.
So BC goes to Carmel, BV goes to Center Grove. However,
BB goes to
BB goes to Millard West. BSD goes to Carroll Magic. However, you can only have one grand champion at a I lie. I've seen a few grand champions at competitions.
However, how about Glenwood 2020?
Yeah, at this one, we are going to have one grand champion.
No scoring mix-ups.
We're going to have one grand champion that the people voted on. They all deserve it in their own ways. They all dominated their seasons, all dominated their region. Forced to be reckoned with. This is for some of these choirs, this is, years on years on years to get to this point. However, some choirs have just been doing this their whole time. Like, this is what they do, right? We have 4 amazing nominees. You want me to read them off and you announce a winner?
Sure.
All right. Linmar 10th Street Edition is going to be up for this one.
Yep.
Choir of the Year.
Yep.
They didn't win it the year before. Center Grove did. They are our reigning champion. I believe they're a runner-up. So they're the runner-up, looking for blood in this one, looking a little thirsty.
Yep.
However, they're going up against some monsters like Johnston, Innovation. That show was insane.
Yep.
One of just a different kind of show choir show. When you look at that set, you really don't know what you're going to get, and then it's like boom, just energy out the wazoo. Just amazing show. Solon, Music in Motion, also the best year
Flight
ever.
show. Yep.
For them.
Well, they've been undefeated before.
Yes, but in recent times, I feel like this has been the moment they've been waiting for, so to say, like break through the ice. Now they have been really, really good. However, an undefeated season, winning all those captions, like reason why they won our Caption Carnivore, just a fantastic year in Ohio. They've come so far since, when did I see them? Dragon Show.
Oh, well, that was a great show.
It was an amazing show. It was an amazing show. So great to see them up for Choir of the Year. However, we have the group was a swan song. Omaha Westside ATSC is up for Choir of the Year. We got to see this choir live at Wheaton, one of the best shows I have seen in a long time. Take away the fact of Mr. Doran Johnson leaving. This show was fantastic. It hit every single. I checked off every single checkbox. Like, it really did. Amazing show. Just
a kind of original show too. Like, I was shocked that their second number, They Just Keep Moving the Line, has no recorded performances in the showchoir.com database, because I heard them perform that song and I'm like, oh, like a beautiful song, but I'm sure that's like a show choir standard. Nope, they're the first ones to do it. And so the fact that they made a song that maybe someone's done somewhere, but it hasn't made it to the database yet, it made it sound to me like a show choir standard. Just incredible.
Do you want to try to say it at the same time?
Sure.
All right. For Choir of the Year 2025 Homie Award. 3, 2, 1.
Linmar 10th Street Edition.
Congratulations, Linmar.
Breaking out the trophy.
Yes, sorry. Trophy.
This is legitimately, like, when I saw Linmar live for the first time this year, it was a show that changed the way that I fundamentally view the art form that we know as show choir. And that's incredible, because they have a history of producing that kind of show. And yet this show will go right up among those shows. And it is Center Grove had a phenomenal season last year and was the pretty clear momentous pick to win Choir of the Year. I think it was pretty clear early on into the voting that Linmar was the choir that had that momentum this year. And just an incredible year for them, and a very, very well-deserved Choir of the Year homie for them.
Oh, no doubt. If you want to, like, I'm telling you guys to do this. Like, if you want our actual reaction, go to the Chesterton recap. We literally spewed about them for, it had to be like half an hour and more. Like, it was just one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. And I've been lucky enough to see some amazing ones. It doesn't matter if it was East Coast, Mid-America, South, West. This show, however, absolutely was just a different level of performance, vocally and visually. Their use of props, their use of their stage, their characters that are in the show itself, whether it be, I believe it's the fisherman and the priest, and then, of course, Birdman. Like, I call him Birdman, like Chris Anderson from The Heat, wears all the tattoos and stuff. It was just a different type of show. If you're in here, you probably have seen it because we said it a million times, but please go watch that show. Go watch the past 3 years. It's just a staple of excellence at Linmar.
This year, they did a song that I spent years listening to on a video game soundtrack growing up, Wolves by Rag and Bone Man off the Madden 16 soundtrack. I did not realize that they were doing that song until looking at their set list after the fact, like weeks after the fact, because I was just so enthralled in the show. And it was just a song that I didn't even, of course, great arrangement by Steve Shanley and all that. But it was just a song in the show. I didn't even think like, oh, I know this song from somewhere else. Like it fits so well. It was woven and so perfect. Oh, my word. Oh.
And like the way they switched up downtown to it.
One of your favorite show choirs.
One of my favorite show choir songs of all time. Shout out Chatham Glenwood.
The way that song in particular just locked within the show.
Like when they first did it, I was really skeptical. I was like, okay, like beat switch up, completely different style from what we were going for or what I expect out of Lynn Marr. And so you hear the little dun, 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 dun. I'm like, okay, I know what's coming.
I walked into the moped store.
Can't finish that. However, the way that they switched the words was perfect. Everything about the show I thought was just hands down one of the best shows I have ever seen. It's literally in the record books. Like I don't know what the Mount Rushmore is. I would have to literally we would have to do a big contributor piece on that, which honestly like we probably couldn't even do because it spans back to the 70s, 80s, and so forth. But it is up there. That is one of the best shows I've ever seen. Unless we did like a Rolling Stones, like you know how they like the Rolling Stones does like their top 200
top 500 show choir shows of all time.
We make a Rolling Stones.
Well, watch for that in 2028.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have some more awards. And a big one. This one is a big one. It might be bigger than Choir of the Year. It is up there. Who has the best choral program of the year? This was voted on by the people for the people. William.
Our nominees. From California, John Burroughs and their 4 show choirs. From Iowa, Johnston and their 3 show choirs. From Nebraska, Millard West and their 3 show choirs. From Indiana, Carmel and their 4 show choirs. Should be 5. Bring back Greyhound Sound. Men's groups.
We have said these schools countless times throughout this whole night, whether it be in single gender, whether it be the Traveler Award, Giant Slayer, so on and so forth. The big awards we gave out just a little bit ago. We have heard these choirs' names because it's just amazing across the board. Doesn't matter what choir you watch, it's the same amazing product. Our choral program of the year is Carmel choral program. Congratulations, Carmel. An amazing year. Here's your trophy for all your groups. Congratulations. What's there to say about
Maybe Carmel? We'll bring it to a roundabout at some point this summer and take a photo.
Yeah. Some cool things. I'm just going to shout out a few cool things about Carmel. Their meetup with Horizon. Legendary. Yeah. I love that. Now I know they have connections. However, I was like, that is just the most random and cool thing ever just because, I'm not in Carmel. Yeah. So I didn't know about it until it happened. What was the other thing I was going to say?
Performing with Judah and the Lion. Did you not see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they performed with alt rock act Judah and the Lion when they were in Indianapolis.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I saw that they had a workshop with the guy from Glee, Morrison.
Yep.
So that's also another thing.
Yeah, that's
3. To the list. Add to the list. I mean, besides like their first competition show that we saw this year, where I said that group, it might be their first show ever, like in their season. However, I think that could like almost be anybody. Like that like you. Of course, there's first show mistakes, but like seeing that closer in person twice, I was like, this is just a different breed of show choir show, and Carmel does that. Another thing is, it's always super cool to see the viral trending videos of Carmel High School that go always on my feed. Like, oh my gosh, Carmel High School is really that big? Yes, it is. Gosh, how do you not know about it now? Just an amazing program. It top to bottom, amazing directors, choreographers, arrangers, student performers, combo members, stage crew dads. This award is for everyone that has something to do with Carmel Show Choir. So congratulations, Carmel, on being our choral program of the year.
We do have a few handfuls of awards left. And I believe we're out of the voting, right? So
I believe we are.
It is all surprises from here on out. Earlier, we did our Show Choir Nation Moment of the Year, but Ethan and I, we like to give a little bit of love to choirs who maybe they didn't win a homie, or perhaps they weren't nominated in any particular category. So we're going to do a few Show Choir Nation awards. My personal Show Choir Nation award is going to go to Dwight D. Eisenhower Express. This is a group out of the south suburbs of Chicago that if the students had voted no, would have died during the pandemic. And they have come absolutely raging back. Tina Jacqueline has done such a great job with that group. And their demographics are uniquely suited to the kind of show that they did this year, which was majority in Spanish. I was talking to one director earlier this year whose group saw Express back-to-back weeks. He said, I watched Express's show the first week I saw them. And that next week, I told my choir, every single one of you will be in the gym when they perform because all of you need to see that show. And it is a great show. They took a lot of people by surprise when they took finals at Sauk Prairie. And I just have to give a shout out to Dwight D. Eisenhower Express, who I remember from my high school years as being the group with the Kanye song. So I believe that was 2019 that they did. No, 2020 that they did that. So
Dwight D. Eisenhower was like one of the only show choir shows this year where I'm like, how did I miss it? How did I not get the opportunity to see it?
You didn't go to Crete Monique?
I didn't go to Crete. Shout out Crete Monique. Big time Crete, go Cavs. Dwight D. Eisenhower, just an amazing show. And when they came out of the gate on fire, like our Illinois pollers were like,
what do we do with this?
Yeah. Like, this is amazing.
This was a tier 2 group last year.
Yeah. I think they got it all the way up to maybe
they were like fourth or third. Yeah.
Fourth or third. Yeah. I think they ended up settling like 5 or 6 after the season wrapped up. However, like just one of those explosion years for Dwight D. Eisenhower. I'm so happy to see that. So now it's not time for my Show Choir Homie Award. I wanted to go on the spectrum of a choir that I saw live that really, really made me feel something. Because if you can make somebody feel something in a show choir show, feel it like some emotion in some way, and of course be an amazing show choir. You're in my scrapbook forever. You have my heart forever. That show does. One of those shows is Wheaton Warrenville South, the Classics. They've been nominated a few times tonight. Very much deserved. However, I keep going back to how of a traditional show choir show it is. Like nowadays, every choir has the bells and whistles. They have the biggest band in the world. They have the lights, the screens, risers,
props.
Wheaton just goes out there and just performs. They honestly don't need anything, and they proved that at Homewood. Not at Homewood. Was it Homewood?
Yeah.
I know they got third. However,
very close
third. It had to be, but they got best choreography out of the deal. I am biased to my Dwight. My Dwight bias is very true. However,
got too much time on my
that's
hands.
Stuck in my head all the time. It's gonna be on my Spotify Wrapped. Like I got to see them grow throughout the season. They performed in the Midwest after going out. They're at El Paso, Glenwood, Mount Zion, and then of course at Wheaton, which I was happy to see them again there. Like it was just see their growth was fantastic. Their ballad was so simple, and it just like everyone has time. It just matters what you do with it. It's a very basic show yet so powerful. And I mean, the climb that they did at Mount Zion was one of the best climbs I've ever seen out of a group. In a finals performance. I think they were rumored fifth.
Confirmed
fourth. And then we were like, okay, they have a lot of room to grow. And then they really punched it a different level and got to a really good second place at a competition of the year, right? So I have to give my flowers to Wheaton Warrenville South, the Classics. You get my Show Choir Nation Award.
Yeah, multiple times throughout the season this year, there is one girl standing center stage with a mic, and she sings, "What is time?" And I'm like, man, that's a good question. And then I get lost pondering the existential questions of life. And then, the choir comes back and I'm, oh, wait, there's a show choir performance going on. So shout out Time by Billy Porter. Shout out my old school to Pierre for also doing that song in 2022. Very, very good pick.
Shout out Claps shout out backflips, or is it a front flip?
Back.
It was a backflip.
Yeah. No, front flip. I think.
Well, he does both
went,
of them, does he?
Well, he went from the riser to the floor.
Yeah, but he also does want to
So
go
that
to the
was
stage.
Yeah, we can call both.
Crazy gymnast. Shout out to him. Just one of those almost could have also been a best in moment show moment. So congratulations, Wheaton Warble South, on getting my show choir nation award, which is so prestigious. It's so hard to get.
The staff award.
The staff award. So this is an award that is given out by our staff that gets people have been talking about this choir all year. They talk about how amazing this is across the board.
This choir is a national contender.
National contender. And I mean, this is a choir that, doesn't have the best years all the time. Right, Will? Like this.
It's been a while since they had a down year, but
yeah. Like back in the day, they would be like, they'd have an amazing year, and then, they'd probably have a down year. This year was not a down year.
No, sir.
Not a down year.
No, sir.
Quite literally left me speechless when they left the stage at Mount Zion. Grenada Visions is getting a show choir nation award. Nominated a few times a night. However, they break through here with our show choir nation award. So congratulations, Grenada. Very much deserved.
Jenny Winter, Matthew Murphy, Claire Barker, everyone there. Just incredible show again this year. And please come back to the Midwest next year, and I'll drive to see your show.
All right. So now we are getting down to our last.
This is award number 49.
Oh, gosh. We're down to our last 4 or 5 awards. So if you're sticking out with us, we really, really do appreciate it. Some of these are very individual and very much deserving.
First up, we have our Spirit of Service Awards, and these go to people who really stick out as having furthered the show choir community and really working to make a positive change on the whole. Our first one for this, kind of loosely in the director bucket, is Mr. Miles Finn, director of Indianola Side 1. Of course, the results speak for themselves. Indianola having arguably 2 of their best years in program history with him at the helm these past 2 years, doing a lot to showcase show choir in a positive light with his absolutely massive social media following.
It's great
as well. And we also want to recognize him because his time at Indianola is coming to an end. He will actually be teaching in Croatia this next school year. So we certainly thank him for some tremendous Indianola shows and for putting a good name out for show choir with your fantastic social media following. And we wish you the best with your new adventure in Croatia.
Yeah, he was a nominee last year for Director of the Year.
Yeah.
I believe he was probably runner-up or close to it. Sean Hoffman won that one, Fran Mantino. That Hey Jude TikTok that he has.
Yeah.
I mean, at the competition, one of the best TikToks I've ever seen. Now, I'm not like, okay, now I'm saying reasonable time frame. Like, if the comp isn't already at 12:30, then you could probably do it, right?
Yeah.
However, if it's 2 a.m. and you start doing Hey Jude, I'm like,
I'm out.
That's cool, bro. But just tell me that we got last or something. Just tell me already. Like, come on. Our
choreographer award.
Yes.
Is going to go to someone who is retiring. Is retired? ? Don't really know what the official status is of this very day, but certainly this past season's shows were the last batch of shows from a storied choreography career, and that is Casey Christensen, coming out of the Heartland scene in Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, those kind of surrounding areas, Neosho, several groups in that kind of southwest, southern and western portions of Missouri as well. Clearly a very, very storied career for many groups. There are several groups who will be making a flip in choreography for next year, and really just the end of someone who really defined an era of show choir in that region.
I am so lucky to have seen his last show with Neosho when they went to Mount Zion. I watched it, and it was completely different from every spec of choreography that we saw that night. Truly just one-of-one choreographer, and he truly made his groups just that much better. Like, he is a legend in the game, especially in Missouri, so on and so forth. Congratulations on a very, very well-deserved retirement and an amazing career. We are going to our last Lifetime Achievement Award, and this one might be my personal
Spirit of Service.
Oh, Spirit of Service. This one might be my favorite one. I'm very biased
Yes, you are.
to this award winner. However, this is very much deserved. Across the board, when you think of industry professional, his name is almost at the top every single time. Jeff Guimar is going to win our Judge Spirit of Service. I don't know how many competitions he did this year. However, he did a lot. And I feel like he was at the big ones. He was at some big competitions this year. He got around. Former director of Mitchell, Mount Zion, and Chatham Glenwood. One of the all-time greats. Truly greats when it comes to show choir. The fact that he's still a part of it, judging, is just amazing for these kids to be able to get his clinicians, to hear his notes. Truly one of the best that this game has ever seen.
We have 6 recorded comps that Jeff judged at this year. So that is certainly a run all over the country as well. Bloomington Kennedy in Minnesota, Troy Buchanan in Missouri, Chesterton in Indiana, Vermilion in South Dakota, Wheaton-Warrenville South in Illinois, and finally going back to the same state once, Noblesville, to round out the season. So certainly making his impact and comments felt across the country.
And if you saw the Portillo's picture, you saw the Portillo's picture.
The Portillo's picture.
So funny. It's so funny. It was in a program. Amazing. Great decision.
We're down to our last 2.
Oh my goodness.
And these are really, I would argue, some of the most heartfelt homies that we can give out alongside Spirit of Service. Truly just recognizing people who genuinely made a positive impact for the love of the game. These 2 recipients of Lifetime Achievement have done so over such a prolonged period of time and have had a hand in some of the defining show choir shows of the 21st century and even before. Our first Lifetime Achievement Award, there is no way, there's not a universe that exists that this season comes to a close and we do not recognize Doran Johnson from Omaha West Side. This is a director on a very personal note for me, of a show, ATSC's 2019 show, that was really alongside Bemidji that day. It was one of the first shows that showed me what the potential of show choir was. And I certainly owe a percentage of the passion that I currently have to him and the show that his ensemble put on stage that day. So like Ethan said, we had the pleasure of seeing his final show at Wheaton-Warrenville South. And just an incredible fitting end to a great career.
I am so lucky to be in the Midwest to run into Omaha West Side. Now, on the results side, maybe not so much.
Hand up, I certainly lost to them.
But just fantastic shows all the way around. I also saw them in 2019 at Troy Buchanan, I believe. I feel like that was the same show. Amazing. Just completely different from anything you've ever seen. They do everything well. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the band, whether it's dancing visually. Their vocals are always top notch. When you go up against Omaha West Side, you know what you're going up against because it doesn't change. It doesn't matter what kind of year they're having, because they're going to be a force. And Doran Johnson drove the bus, so to say. And shout out to the bus drivers for making that documentary on his last competition, which I didn't know bus companies did that.
Hey man, look,
I'll take it.
Any way I can get a good show choir documentary, I'll take it. Go look up Arrow Bus Lines, is it? On Instagram. It's just a great documentary on Omaha West Side's last weekend of the season.
It doesn't matter if it was simply Irresistible, ATSC, it didn't matter. Just amazing shows across the board. I remember watching
he actually didn't direct Simply Irresistible. That's Greg Wooden.
Yes.
Warrior Express he did direct.
Yes. The reason why I said that was because during Simply Irresistible, he was at the soundboard. And that's where I was going with it, is he was at the soundboard and he just had the biggest smile across his face. That whole performance. Just a legendary character, a legendary director, a legendary career. Hall of Fame, first ballot for sure. Very excited to see if he stays in the show choir realm in some way.
He told me he's going to judge next year.
Let's go.
So
amazing.
Our final homie award of the night, our second Lifetime Achievement Award in the choreographer category. We have another retiring choreographer, this one, another industry great. Andy Haynes announced that the 2025 season will be his last choreographing show choir. when you look at some of the most iconic legacy programs in show choir history, Center Grove, Findlay, Davenport Central, Grosse Pointe South, and tons of other credits at various points throughout 3+ decades. Andy Haynes has been there.
He's almost like a mythical creature. Like,
Please explain.
Like in the best way. Like, because the only way I ran into an Andy group was majority of the time Center Grove. And like majority of the time being from Central Illinois, not running into any other Andy groups, it was like because to me, you know, being an underclassman, so I'm like, he only does one group and it's one of the best groups in the country. Like, it's almost like just like insane work that he does with those choirs. I've been lucky enough to see all those Center Grove shows that he's been able to do. Just fantastic across the board. It didn't matter what choir he was doing. He was always able to like fit their style. Like when I was watching the Central Seniors Davenport Central show, looking for the best dance break across the board, I was like, this choir moves. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't until a few years ago where I realized that they were an Andy group.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know. I also don't see a lot of Davenport Central, even though they're literally right there. I don't. But I have seen some of those shows. I believe I saw them at Wheaton, Warrenville South, or Naperville at some point, and I said that choir should for sure make finals. Somehow it didn't. I don't know how. Just because the way that they sang in that humongous gymnasium, and the way that they moved, Andy is one of one. He's going out with an amazing career. Like I said, he's still like one of those ancient legend, mythical creature type of individuals in the show choir profession, where I'm like, you said the name Andy Haynes, and I think of, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a really good example. Like, I'm trying to think of like, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
I wasn't. It doesn't matter. However, congratulations, Randy, on an amazing career. Or not Randy, Andy. Shout out Randy Sage. Andy, where are we at? 2 hours? Okay. Yeah, just an amazing lifetime achievement awards. Very deserving across the board. I'm so happy that we get to the point where we're able to hand these out. And I mean, you know, a part of me sad because, you know, you don't want them leaving.
You're handing out lifetime achievement awards because it means
they're leaving. Yeah. However, you know, staying in the realm of show choir like Doran Johnson is, I'm very happy to hear that. I think Andy might have his hands here and there on some show choirs as well. Maybe not doing choreography, but in other ways, clinicianing and so on and so forth, cleaning. However, you know, I can't wait to see them on some judging panels, possibly maybe in the future. And they have made our landscape of show choir so much better than when they came in. So I'm very grateful.
For sure. That wraps up our formal Homie Award presentation tonight. So if you hopped in late, we'll archive this right now, and you'll be able to go back and watch. Graphics will be posted to Instagram and the blog within a few days. So if you're looking for shareable bits and pieces, wait just a little bit longer for that, and then you'll have your graphic that you can share. As for Show Choir Nation, we may be back sometime in summer. That is TBD. But, I mean, it's been a great season this year. We've done one every week since, I think, December 29th.
Yeah.
Or December 28th. December 29th, I think.
It's been a lot.
So it's been a lot, but it has been an absolutely incredible season this year. We thank you all so much for tuning in at any point in time. Good luck if it's auditions. Good luck if it's spring show. If you're past both of those and you're just waiting to see what next year's show is, have fun. That wraps it up for Ethan. I'm William. Again, thank you so much on a great 2025 show choir season.
Yes, a big shout out to our contributors throughout the whole year who made this happen. And big shout out to our man behind the scenes today, Fox. Foxy, thank you, Fox Gansler.
Great producer tonight. Yes.
Thank you for helping us out doing this. Hopefully we can make our shows more dynamic and add more videos, so on and so forth. Fox has been able to help us tonight, finally, dip our toe into that. So hopefully, our product gets better along the way, and hope maybe this summer we figure some things out. We'll see.
We do.
All right. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Thank you so much for joining us for our 3rd annual Show Choir Homie Awards.
All right. See ya.